Hello, this is a preempt video before my review of the Giggle. I'm currently recording this at 2:03, a couple of hours before the airing of the Giggle. Now, the reason why I'm making this early is because I want to say one thing only, and this is going to be at the very beginning of the review. Before we get into it, I want to say these words, and I want to make the review a lot longer than the last review, so I thought a bit of history, because I haven't done this video yet, because I do the advent calendar stuff as well. I know that's not widely Doctor Who, but I try and make it more Doctor Who-ified as possible. And I've been doing it on this channel for a while, so I thought I'd keep with the tradition. So, tonight, online, and throughout everywhere, if you are new to Who, if you're a brand new Doctor Who fan and you've stumbled across Doctor Who on YouTube and you don't know what they're talking about, tonight's The Giggle uses the villain, the Toymaker, played by Neil Patrick Harris. Now, the origins of the Toymaker is he used to be called the Celestial Toymaker in the 60s with Michael Gough. I mentioned this in the advent calendar video, though I wasn't 100% sure he was called Michael Gough, but it turned out he really was called Michael Gough. That's his official name. The actor that originally played him, sadly, no longer. Now, we have got the animation coming next year of the Celestial Toymaker, because most of that episodes are actually gone. Most of the story is gone. So it was called the Celestial Toymaker, the story as well. And this villain is one of those you wouldn't expect to return ever. As in, since the passing of Michael Gough, you wouldn't have thought he would return. We all know he's returned in Big Finish with Michael Gough, but we didn't expect anyone else to take the role. Now, all the promo images and all the clips that have surfaced so far, Neil Patrick Harris looks like he's done a fantastic job. And because the way Neil Patrick is, he played Count Olaf in a series of unfortunate events, the Netflix series. He was incredible in that. So I reckon he's picked some bits from that performance and brought it to the world of Who. Will we see the Toymaker return after this? Depends on what actually happens to the Toymaker within the episode. But Michael Gough played the Celestial Toymaker, and I personally, and so a lot of fans will always call him the Celestial Toymaker. So, for new Who fans and people who are generally not up to date with classic Who, if you hear the word Celestial Toymaker instead of the word Toymaker, it's because he originally was called the Celestial Toymaker. And one of my videos in the line, I have a comment on one of my videos explaining why he's no longer called the Celestial Toymaker. I won't go into too much detail now so that you can go and read that comment, because that was an insightful comment and I don't want to look like I knew that fact anyway, which I didn't know that fact. So it's just a little bit of history. And Michael Gough did brilliant portrayal of the Celestial Toymaker. You can watch currently clips of what's available of the Celestial Toymaker, the episode, currently on the Doctor Who official YouTube channel. And in this review, I'm going to be reviewing the episode. I might do a whole separate review series where I review all 3 episodes of Doctor Who Unleashed separately, because I'll waste them way after my review. And I might also give my opinions on if I like or dislike the official Doctor Who podcast, because there's a lot of fan podcasts that are incredible. But I might review what the official podcast is like, and who knows. So, I'm really excited for the Giggle. I'm really excited for the Celestial Toymaker to return. I'm hoping that they do a whole homage like they did with Bird and Cribbins at the very end of the credits, when they put the date, when they did it in memory of. Hopefully they do it in memory of Michael Gough, or if they want to utilise some flashbacks, some before, some after, some historical elements into this episode of Classic Who. Hopefully Michael Gough appears in colour, because we all know at the end of the Dalek colorisation, which I will be reviewing separately, that had a foreshadowment of what the Celestial Toymaker would look like in colour, the episode, and Michael Gough in the amazing costume that hopefully one day me and many fans will be able to cosplay properly, because I know some people have got it down to a T, but new Who fans, the fans that are really, I know the current fans that are like really into cosplay and do immaculate jobs of the Doctors, hopefully they get inspired so much from the Celestial Toymaker tonight to do the Toymaker, the Celestial Toymaker himself in his original costumes. So I'm so looking forward to the Giggle. Michael Goff was incredible in the Celestial Toymaker then. Will Neil Patrick Harris be as credible in the Celestial Toymaker? Who knows? I'm so glad that Russell T Davies made a spoiler video where he said, oh, make sure you watch it. He did it yesterday. Make sure you watch it tomorrow night at 6:30 live, because it'll finish at 7:01, and it's going to be amazing. He's got a friend that works, who's on the West End, and tells him, do not go online, goes off, and then Russell does an amazing thing and uses the TARDIS. And I want to see a, I don't know, spin-off. I just want to see something where Russell T Davies does the Doctor, is the Doctor, and performs, because Russell is a fantastic showrunner, fantastic writer of many programmes, not just Doctor Who. But I want to see him as the Doctor, whether or not that's a comedy spoof or something, because he did such a good job with pulling the levers and all this. I just want to see more of that. I don't know if that's just me, but I personally want to see more of that. So, there you have it. That is my preempt of what preempt of history, preempt of knowledge, and preempt of everything. What you're about to see is the title sequence to my channel, obviously, my review of the Giggle, and then my special end card, or end credit title sequence. So, thank you for listening to me. Early Tom at 2:10 PM. Here is Tom after he's watched the Giggle. I've just had a power cut midway through the episode. Was it just me, or did the Toymaker invade real life? Or is that just me? No? Just me then. What's going on? Excuse me? Hello? What year is it? Where are we? It's raining. I don't know what's going on, but the Toymaker has interrupted this review. Why is he doing this? Right, we have to get this review back on track, because what you've just seen is something in reverse. Was even talking backwards. Why? Why were they talking backwards? I don't know. I don't know. But if you want me to review and go through the next time trailer, The Curse of Ruby Road, please do let me know in the comment section down below, because even though we knew what the 14th Doctor David Tennant's screwdriver looked like, and we got confirmation earlier today that the next episode would have the next Doctor's Sonic, you know, the very next Doctor's Sonic screwdriver, well, that trailer sort of had it. So I need to investigate what's going on. What's going on? Curse you, Toymaker! Hello homies and welcome back to the main channel. I don't know what's going on. The Toymaker's investing this review of the Giggle. Now what you've just seen is that I had a power cut. So I was behind and watching the episode, right? And I thought to myself, I don't want to be really far behind. So whilst the power cut was fixing itself, I decided to come and review the first part of the episode, the bit I had seen. But then, when I've come here to come and edit it, when I've come to film the last bit, the Toymaker has made that clip in reverse. So now I have to record the whole review all over again, from scratch. Why did the Toymaker do this to me? Why? Why today? Is it because Russell T Davies said he wanted to break the canon, and that's what he did? He broke Doctor Who, and now every fan Doctor ever made, and every Big Finish Unbound Doctor could all become some sort of canon in Doctor Who. I would love that. I would love my Doctor to be canon ever in the world of Doctor Who. Yes! So, we'll start off at the very beginning, because everyone knows it's a very good place to start. Now, what did I think of this episode in the beginning? Well, I thought the beginning bit of the episode, right, the bits that actually matter in the world of Who, the episode that David Tennant was in, that was David Tennant focused, not regeneration, what's next focused, was out of this. The whole episode was a 10 out of 10. I was actually gobsmacked. Obviously, I have a slight issue with the episode. Tom's got an issue with the episode. Yes, Toymaker, I've got an issue with the episode. So, don't you meddle with the world any further. Yeah. Ugh. But my issue with this episode is one thing only. Is that, obviously, the Toymaker is now played by Neil Patrick Harris instead of Michael Goff. But I wished they'd keep Michael Goff's costume rather than what they had. Because even though the costume was amazing on Neil Patrick Harris, I just wanted more Goff costume. Yes. Now, I also want Neil Patrick Harris to not play the Toymaker. Why, you might be asking? Because he would have been a fantastic Doctor and the first all-American Doctor. Now, I mentioned in the very, 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 very beginning of this video, which seems like a lifetime ago now if you're watching my reversed, sped up thing, because I realised, right? I realised what the Toymaker was doing. He didn't put it in reverse at all. Well, he did, but he also sped it up so that it could lead me to be more confused on what's going on. But I've got a floating TARDIS that can't float with gravity well. So, I know what's going on. I know how to... No, it won't float at all, and it won't connect now. So, I think that's the only... Oh, I don't know why I nearly fell over. That's the only issue I have with the episode. Is that there's not enough Goff costume. I want Michael Goff's costume. And that's it. That's the only criticism I'll ever have of the episode, because this... We all thought Wild Blue Yonder was the best episode of Doctor Who ever. This is where the Whovian in me is now seeping through and going not maniacal laughing, but I was trying to do a sort of giggling laugh. And it makes me want to make more Who. Makes Doctor Who Earthbound, my fan series, it's going to be weirder, wilder than ever. Even though it was already weird to begin with the Dream Lord being in it. What's weird about that? Well, he hasn't been in it since Matt Smith's era, so no one really knows who the Dream Lord is. But I do. I do. Anyway, so because the canon of this show has now gone out the window, does this mean everyone's going, I don't believe Big Finish is canon at all? Well, have you just seen the latest episode? Which I haven't. What you doing? Second of all, yes you have now. Because it now will be canon no matter what they do in Big Finish. Unbound Doctor mainly is what I'm more about, because the Unbound universe should be now whooshed into canonisation. Let the Unbound Doctor regenerate, because sadly with the passing of David Warner, then we can have the Unbound Doctor. Then have all the audios, well, not all of them, have some of the key ones animated, put them on the iPlayer, have a series called The Unbound Doctor. Then we can merge that Doctor with the Doctor. So, before I get into major spoilers and talk about the dramatic finale, I'll say dramatic once more, dramatic finale, let's track back. I haven't seen Doctor Who Unleashed yet. So my behind the scenes knowledge and my theory on how that all went down, not be here. No, not here. Separate video. Separate video. So, this episode makes me want to excited. It makes me want to think, could we see more of Donna? Could Donna return again? Because the theory was that she died. Now, they tried to ramp up that theory by trying to kill her off in Wild Blue Yonder, but they didn't. And then they tried to, well, they didn't try and kill her off, she tried to kill herself off in this. So let's start at the very beginning. First of all, we had Shirley Ann Bingham back. And obviously we've gone through that I would have liked Ruth Madeley to play Hebe Harris more than this. So Hebe having the same job and having all the same perks and everything the exact same. It just not being Shirley Ann Bingham. We had Kate Lethbridge-Stewart back. We had the new Avenger Tower style unit base. We had the helipad that I'm going to get onto that sort of like would have wanted one more scene out of it. We'll get on to that in a minute. But what we did have was Mel back. Now let's talk about this, because this is a bit when I first was thinking about it, it's controversial, and then when I fast forward it, because I had to re-download it because it stopped recording half of the episode when the power cut happened. So on reflection, I've had time to think about this. So the walking, right? They have to get this tablet. They don't realise she's there. But once the Doctor, David Tennant, who's never met Mel before, as in the 10th, any version that David Tennant was, has never met Mel before. So I was sort of thinking that there would be a few seconds of who are you, blah blah blah, and a more out. But what there was he realised it was her. Didn't have enough time to introduce and say, oh, hello Mel, how are you? How'd you get back here? But he did have time later on. So a few minutes later, once he had got to the pad control centre, that's like having this massive screen thing that looks a lot like the system they use in my university. So, do I live in a real life version of Unit HQ at uni? Or go to uni that's also like Unit HQ? No! It just has the same arrays, screens that Unit HQ now have. And so, Mel discussing how she got back was A, worked really well with the continuity, B, explained how she was available for the companion support group. Please, Big Finish, or the TV will do a mini 3-part, 6-part mini-series like Tales from the TARDIS, but for the companion support group. Please, but update it with what's happened in this episode. Now, so Mel was incredible, but we know that there wasn't going to be enough of Mel in this because she's going to be in the next lot of episodes. Now, how does that all work out? Who knows? Will Shirley Ann Bingham return to who? That is still open for debate. Ruth Madeley was never revealed the secret when she was on Sunday Brunch to talk about Doctor Who. And Simon Rimmer and Tim Lovejoy tried to bring it out of her, but she wouldn't reveal it, or else she would have been sacked by Russell T Davies. We all know. Don't hear the bad side of him. We like the man. The man's amazing. Look, he made this episode. So, back to it. So, I do think that the episode is a 10 out of 10. Out of the 3 specials, this is the greatest one ever. Was the toy maker the boss that beat the Meep? We'll never know. Or the behind the scenes, or Russell's gonna have to come from it somewhere and let everyone know. So, who knows whether or not Meep will return just to explain who the boss was, because that was mentioned at the end of the Starbase, and then nothing was resolved in Wild Blue Yonder, but Wild Blue Yonder was trying to reminisce whilst looking at the future. It's the 60th year of Doctor Who. Now, these 2 specials have been like, here's what's happened, here's where the characters are 15 years later, here's all la-di-da-da-da. This one was like, here's what's 15 years later, here's the future, here's what's going to happen, and here's one of the characters detailing the past, just as a reminiscence type thing, and to sort of give reassurance of the situation that unfolded. We'll talk about that in a bit. Now, Neil Patrick Harris used a lot of elements of Count Olaf in the Netflix series Unfortunate Events, which he played a better version than Jim Carrey did in the film. But that's beside the point. And Count Olaf had a sort of twinge, I would say. Twinge of a German accent. So he knew that Neil Patrick Harris could do the German accent. So he utilised that very well. He made his persona spooky. I liked how they made him bigger. I liked how they made it clear that... Well, they didn't really explain the face change from Michael Gough to Neil Patrick Harris. But the bit that I wish they had extended ever so slightly was the colorization of the Celestial Toymaker, which is the original story that featured the Celestial Toymaker. And the word Celestial was used in the episode, so we do know that the word still like utilising the Hooniverse, but may not be what the Toymaker was called in the first place, if you get me. So we all call it the Celestial Toymaker, the Celestial Toymaker, the Celestial Toymaker, the Celestial Toymaker, but the doctor might call it the Toymaker itself, not the Celestial Toymaker. That might just be a fan thing. I'm not 100% sure on that. So we also had the news reporter back that I remembered her name, right, and then her name's now escaped from my brain, and I wished she'd Trinity Wells. See, I knew her name, Trinity Wells. Now I wished that her cameo was slightly longer and a little bit more in detail to what it was 15 years ago, not just use a little armband thing that stopped Unit being giggling and stopped being giggly and bubbly and all this, what everyone else doing, like everyone being right and there's no opinion and no wrong answers and all this, that and the other. So if she had been utilised slightly more, will we see a return for the rest of the RTD era? I do hope so, I do. Hopefully. Who actually knows? Not many people actually know right now, but I sort of hope for the future in Who. Now, the other thing I really loved about this episode was the whole weirdness about it, whole like things crashing, crumbling, things turning into squares, things crashing down, and everything just becoming slightly more odd, off, and a little bit weird, and not as it's supposed to be. And so it made Donna and the elements of creepy dolls being horrified like dummies and all horror around them and Saw and all this to create this more spookier element that joined in with it. John Logie Bear was a completely different type of character than he was in Nolly. He was more of a factual character in Nolly, he was more of a sci-fi character now in Who. And I think the actor did a really good job at portraying this new iteration of John Logie Bear, who was the one that created television. And I really liked how the overall episode formed. Donna was Catherine Tate was fantastic in it as ever. Now we got to this part of the video, 16 minutes of this version of the recording, before, because hopefully the Toymaker's not going to mess with this recording because he messed with the previous one. I'd like to say that Shooty Gatworth, right, we've not seen much, but he's going to be incredible. Hopefully, by the first episode he actually puts trousers back on, because he never explained where the Doctor's tie went, or the trousers. So, people have had theories about these things, about things and rumours that have come alight, and no one really knows where the rumours came from and all this. And I don't look at rumours, I don't talk about rumours, I don't do anything, I just live through what's officially given and what's what in the world of Who. And I heard about it very briefly, about the whole bi-generation thing. This is a massive spoiler if you've not seen the episode. And I was like, really? Do we want that? Does that mean that we'll get more David? If that ever actually happens? And will it be similar to the Meta Crisis Doctor? And I wasn't too sure how to feel. Then we actually got it. But first of all, what? Bad generation exists. It was a myth in time on history. Perfect. So now I want to know is who is the timeless child? Is it Shooty Gatwill's doctor? Or is it David's doctor? Or is it... because they are the same person. But we can't leave it like that. We can't just move on to Shooty Gatwill and go, woo, yay, more Doctor Who with Shooty Gatwill. We've got to have a spin-off. Or something that shows the Doctor just... David Tennant's Doctor being David Tennant and living life as a normal human and all this. Like we were going, I think, I've not listened to them yet, but the Rose Tyler Dimension canon audios I think might have had for the Metacrisis Doctor. So I do think we need a spin-off or a minisode like we did with Paul McGann with Night of the Doctor. I do think we need something like that just to give off what the Doctor's feeling is and whether or not that Doctor can regenerate or whether or not that Doctor is always going to be David Tennant. I do think it's a good tool to be able to bring him back and forth for the next anniversary or the cameos or for other bits, and it means that Donna can appear, Catherine Tate can come back, everyone can come back that was in it other than, sadly, Wilf. I do really find that funny how they said that Wilf was alive still and they had that Wilf was, what do I call it, fighting moles, shooting moles, and to force on moles. I think that was funny. My favourite part of the episode was the bit where they had the flashback to the 60s, sorry, Celestial Toymaker. Could have had it a bit longer, but I liked how we had already had the colorisation teased within the Dalek colorisation, which I will be reviewing separately. My other favourite moment in this whole episode was the bi-generation bit, because it's like, then they were playing a game of catch, and you felt that Shooty Gatwill, I don't know too much about the man himself, so I might be getting this wrong, but if he's a fan of Doctor Who, I've got a good idea that he might be, he is just loving life as the Doctor, and I just can't wait for more of Shooty Gatwill's Doctor. And overall, this episode was a 10 out of 10. I love that Unit was back. I love that Kate Lethbridge Stewart was back. I love that Mel was back. I love Donna's final performance in this. I loved how they didn't kill anyone off. I love that they used bi-generation. I love that we could have Shelley Bingham back. Everything about this episode was incredible, including the Toymaker. So, there you have it. Hopefully the Toymaker hasn't ruined this end of the review. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk more about my thoughts on the new stuff that we get tomorrow, because I know we're going to get brand new news on the new Doctor's Sonic, so I'm intrigued and more excited. I forgot to mention the new Doctor's Sonic TARDIS and now got a jukebox in it as well. The bi-generation meant that he could create another TARDIS, so that David's, the 14th Doctor has got the TARDIS he's had for the specials, and the 15th Doctor's got a jukebox in his TARDIS and the ramp, which is even more amazing. Does that mean that we could have Shirley and Bingham as a companion? Or the TARDIS remembers Hebe Harris? Could that be the world we're living in? Hebe Harris could be in the TV show. Please. Hebe Harris was the best 6th companion in audio. Obviously, Charlotte Pollard is the greatest companion in the 8th Doctor audios. So, we need that to happen. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Time on to bed. Bye! I'm gonna go this. Oh no, I'm gonna go this way because I might bang my head on the wall. Hopefully the Toymaker hasn't ruined this review any further. He only messed up the first bit, and he probably caused that power cut as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.